So we have successfully been able to store all the data related to the property in the database. Now it is time to add a feature to upload photo of property. There are multiple options to store the images in web application. We can store images in database, we can use the file system, or we can use cloud storage. Let's first understand the advantages and disadvantages of each option, and then we will decide the best option for our application. So we can use a database to store the images, but this is the least recommended option due to various reasons. Databases are usually not optimized to store a file, and read-write operation to DB is slower for the file types. Another problem would be that DB are supposed to be changed frequently, so backup should be taken on a daily basis. If we store images in the database, backups could go very large in size. Last but not least, some database also have a size limit to store the files, and if we want to store the images larger than that limit, it can become a problem for us. Another better alternative to store images is the file system. File systems are optimized to store the files, and retrieval is faster than database. We can upload the images in our application folder only. And of course, there are disadvantages as well using the file system over the database. For example, it would always be easier in the database to keep our images synced with the associated records. For example, as soon as we delete the associated record for an image, images are automatically deleted from the database. That advantage we do not get in the file system. We have to make a process to delete the related files from the file system in case we delete the associated record from the database. Also, we need to give the right permission to the folder where we would like to store the images. And if we are hosting our website on third party, sometimes it is not feasible to get the permission to write to a file system from our web application. Third option is to store the images on cloud providers like Amazon, Firebase, Cloudinary, because these big providers really have created a secure, scalable, and high availability solution for the file storage. Scalability on these providers is just a matter of configuration. So this is the best option to store the images if we are worried about security and scalability of our application. So we are going to use Cloudinary, a free tier to store the property images, and it is very generous in terms of providing storage capacity and features in the free tier as well. It provides 25 gigabytes of storage and 25 gigabytes of network bandwidth. That is pretty sufficient for our demo application. I don't think we will run out of space ever with this free tier for our demo application. In addition to that, we also get various other features. It provides a CDN capability as well, and it will help to upload our images faster if it is being used in multiple countries where they have servers. There is no need for credit card. We just need a valid email account for the sign up. I do not have any account yet, so let me create an account for myself. Provided all the required fields. Next, we need to verify our email to use this service. I got this mail and we need to check this button for the verification. I automatically signed in into the Cloudinary account. We can fill up this form here, or we can continue later as well. But let me fill up this form right away so that I do not get any problem while using this service. Selecting developer as my role. I would like to use it with the Angular and .NET, but it does not have multiple choice option here. So selecting Angular, and I heard about it in webinar. I think all of these are optional fields. Here it is guiding us about using the dashboard. We will look at the dashboard soon. And here different integration options are given and various links are given for the further reading about integration. On this tab, various settings are given, and I would like to go with default, except this one. I would like to give a friendly name to my cloud name. Finally, we are ready to start using our account, and we are redirected to the page where a different configuration guide is given to start with Cloudinary. If we click on this dashboard, here we get all our account details that we need to use in our web API in order to upload the images on cloud. All the files we will upload here on the Cloudinary will appear here. I have noticed that study mesh is not appearing in cloud name. I am still getting this strange name. Let me try to change it in settings. Go to this account tab and let me set it to study mesh again. But after saving the changes, it is still showing this strange ID. Let me try to refresh the page. Yup, now getting the correct cloud name. So we are ready to integrate our application to use this cloud service to upload images. If we scroll down to the bottom, here we have various links. Site provides good documentation to integrate different frameworks. In our case, we need to create method in our web API to upload images. We can click on this .NET link to see the different examples we can use with .NET applications. You can refer to this documentation if needed to learn various features later. For .NET integration, it provides a library that we can download from the NuGet package manager in our web API project. So let's go to the VS Code and install this library from NuGet. We already have NuGet package manager extension to install the NuGet packages. Press Ctrl P and type NuGet, and you will get this package manager command here. Select this, and we need to provide the package name that we need to install. So we need to install a Cloudinary.NET package. Then we need to select the version that we can install. But I found this NuGet package manager extension is not very user friendly. There is a better alternative also available now, which provides us a better user experience to install the NuGet packages. Let me install a new extension and try to use that. Search for NuGet gallery and install this one. Press Ctrl P again and select this NuGet gallery this time. You can see it provides a better UI to install the package. And as soon as we start to type the name of the package, this list will start to get refreshed and display the packages starting with that name. Make sure you select this official library, not the other one created by the community. Select the latest version and select the project in which we would like to install the package and press the install button. So it is installed. Now we can use these namespaces to use the different methods provided by this library to upload the images on cloud. If we scroll down a little, here is documentation to set up the configuration in our application to upload the file on cloud. These three settings are mandatory to use. That is available on our dashboard. This is the way we need to set up our account to provide these three settings. And then we need to provide this account in another class that has different method that we will use to upload the images. So first of all, these settings should be provided in our app-setting.json file or in an environment variable. It should not be hard-coded in our API because these settings will always be different for the production and development environment. You can add a new node for Cloudinary setting, and in the JSON object, we can provide these settings. Provide cloud name, copy this from the dashboard, and we can provide other two settings as well here if we are not committing this app-setting.json file on GitHub. But in case we are committing this file to the GitHub, we should not save the other two settings here. Instead, we should use an environment variable or user secret file to store this information. But as I am committing this file to the Git repository, I would like to store these two settings in the environment variable because I do not want to reveal this confidential information to anyone. You can go through the control panel, system, and select this advanced system settings. Press the environment variable button. You can see I am already using hashing key here and DB password here. So similar to this app settings, we can add a Cloudinary API key and secret key here. Make sure to use double underscore here if using Windows, otherwise it will not work. add API secret as well. And now we can use Cloudinary API to upload the images. We can directly use this API in our controller, but as a best practice and design architecture, every class, module, or function should have a single responsibility. This Cloudinary API provides a lot of method that we do not want to use, and it creates a confusion between different developers if we directly use this API in our controller. That is why I would like to create a service as a wrapper around this API so that we can encapsulate only the required method in our service. Also, I would like this service to be injectable so that in case if in future we need to replace this Cloudinary service with another service like Amazon or Azure service, we can easily add a new service and map new service in our startup.cs file. So to make our service injectable, let's add an interface to define the method signature of our service. Name it iPhotoService. Basically, it will have two methods. One is to upload the photo and another one is to delete the photo. So this upload method should return a task of type image upload result that is defined in the Cloudinary API. Let's name it upload photo async, as it would be an asynchronous method. Add the required namespaces. This method should accept a file from HTTP as a parameter. Name it photo. Add the required namespace. We will add one more method here for deleting the photo later. Let's first implement this method in our service. Add a new folder to create the new services. Add a new class. Name it photo service. It should implement the iPhoto service that we just have created. Add a constructor. And in the constructor, we will add this code to instantiate the Cloudinary class. Add the required namespaces. The method of this object we will use to upload the photos. And as we are going to use this object in the upload async method, we need to define it outside of this constructor so that we can access the same in other functions. Let's make it read only. Next, we need to get these settings from our configuration. So we need to inject the iConfiguration class in the constructor. Bring it from Microsoft.extension.configuration. Now we can use the config.getSection method to get the settings for the required key from the configuration file. We also need to provide the name of the node under which the key is available. And using dot value, we can get the value of this setting. Similarly, get the settings for API key and secret as well that we had defined in the environment variable. Now we can implement this photo upload async method. Define a variable to get the response from API in upload result as new image upload result. And check if the photo.length is greater than 0. Means if the length is 0, the photo file has nothing to upload or it is corrupted file. And if we get something in the photo, we need to read that file using file stream. And this file stream can easily result in memory leak in our application if we do not close this stream once the file has been read. So we should always use using statement so that as soon as scope of this variable is over, it automatically get disposed of. So in this stream variable, we now have an image in the memory that we can use in upload parameter. This is a class provided by Cloudinary. Instantiate the class and set the required property. Set file equal new file description, and we need to pass the file name, and the second parameter is the stream to read the file from. Next, we can tell what transformation we would like to apply to upload photos. So we want to set its height to 500 and width equal 800. This definition fits perfectly with our CSS because we are using a rectangular image. So now we have upload parameters, and we can use the Cloudinary dot upload async method and pass the upload params here as parameters. In this upload result, we will get the response from the API that we can use in our controller to set the image URL in our database, or if there is an error, that also we can get from this upload result. So our service is now ready. Next, we need to add the same in our configure a service method in startup.cs file so that we can inject the same in our controllers. Similar to this I unit of work to unit of work mapping, we can map I photo service to photo service. Now we can inject this service into the constructor of our property controller. Initialize the local field for this parameter that we can use in our controller methods. Let's add a new API endpoint to upload the photo. Let me borrow this code from add property method. Endpoint URL for uploading a photo will look like add/photo, and we will get the property ID of the photo as a parameter. So it should look something like this. We will get a photo file from the HTTP post method and also add the property ID as a parameter that we will use to post in the database. And in this method, using photo service dot upload photo async method, we can upload the image to the cloud. It can also happen that due to some reasons, a file is not uploaded on Cloudinary. In that case, we will get an error. And if error is not null, we will return bad request and return the result dot error dot message to our API method caller. If everything is successful, we will return OK status with 201 status code. We will come back here to add the code to store the image path in our database. But for now, let's just focus on uploading image on the cloud. Here it is showing an error. We need to bring in the namespace microsoft.aspnetcore.http. Also, I forgot to rename this method. Let's name it add property photo. So our API endpoint to upload a property photo is ready to test. Let's save it and open the Postman. Let's make a copy of this add property method and rename it to add property photo. We are not using this property ID parameter yet in our controller, so it does not matter what ID we are passing here. Remove all of this JSON data, and to send a file, we need to use this form data, and here we need to pass the key. We are using file as a parameter, so the same parameter we can use here as well. And here from the drop down, we need to select file, and after selecting the file from the drop down, this option will start to appear here to select the file. Choose the image that we would like to upload on cloud. Also, as only authenticated user should be able to upload the photo, we need to pass the JWT as bearer token in the headers. Let me fetch the latest token by logging in with an user. Copy this and paste it here. So now we are ready to post this photo to the cloud. Press the send button. Great. I was not expecting it to upload in one go, but I have done a great job. So as the photo is uploaded on Cloudinary, it should appear here in the resources. Let's refresh the page and yep, the image we had uploaded is appearing here. We can click on this image to see the various parameters and public URL of this image. This is the default sample image appearing here. I have not uploaded it. Let me try to upload this square image and see if it is transformed to the rectangular as per our transformation dimension. Yep, this is converted to the rectangular image, and this is the public URL that we will save in our database. So this is really a great service to upload images. In our next video, we will save the public link of our image in the database associated with the property and display those images here on the photo tab from the cloud. At present, these are the static images that we have stored in our application folder, and the path is hard coded to display these images. So we will grab our images from the cloud in the next section and display those images here. So see you in the next video. Stay tuned. Bye bye.